Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. So it's preview night, or preview night is just wrapped up at San Diego Comic-Con. So much stuff to break down and talk about. I'm really excited about so many reveals, but I decided I needed to kick it off with the company that looks like they are going for the title belt at Comic-Con. I'm talking about Mattel with their WWE line. They came out the gates firing hard. Lots of cool releases, lots of cool reveals, and so much stuff that I had on my list that I was hoping they would actually get to and tackle eventually. And they showed off tonight, and I am so excited about what's in store tomorrow when they do their full panel reveal, because you know they're going to have some crazy, shocking reveals. And if preview night was any indication, this could be the absolute biggest show they've had in a really long time. I still think the best San Diego Comic-Con Mattel ever put out was when they revealed Hulk Hogan, Sting, Razor Ramon, three really iconic, really necessary, essential figures in the history of wrestling in one display, one lineup for Comic-Con. It was crazy, and it was like, yes, three super mega needs getting done right away. So we had Surfer Sting from Bash 1990. We had Hulk Hogan in all of his 80s glory. We had Razor Ramon in his purple magenta. But that was such an impressive showing. And this, what we got so far, is a really nice preview of things that could be in store for us come tomorrow. So I'm really excited. Let's start off with the Elite line, because that's kind of the baby. That's the one that's got everything going for Mattel with the WWE line. And they're still going strong. They're at 96, 97 waves. I think we might see a preview of Elite Series 100, which should have a really major, important lineup, or at least one big major character. So hopefully we'll see that as this weekend progresses. But for Elite 96, we actually got to see the figures. We had the pre-orders up, but now we got to see them in figure form. It was a really impressive showing for that wave. We've got Lumber Brock. We've got Kofi Kingston, Dewdrop. She also has a chase, so that's cool. Got Shinsuke Nakamura, and he's got this really cool white outfit with the white robe. It looks really sweet. Then they've got Ilya Dragunov. He looks amazing. And we've got Hulk Hogan, another mid-80s Hogan. So if you missed out, or if you're like me and you have multiple 1980s shelves in your WWE, your wrestling display, you kind of need to have a Hulk figure with every one of those. So it'd be nice to have another one to add to that collection. Then we get Elite 97. Few teases, not the full lineup, so maybe we'll get some more flashbacks in that set. Got Ronda Rousey, Alexa Bliss, Sheamus, and he's got his mask and his robe, and it looks kind of neat. Got King Xavier Woods, and we got Omos. So that's probably at least one more slot. Hopefully it's a big time flashback, one we've been looking forward to in a long time. Maybe finally we get Jeff Jarrett, but lots of options there. So that's a really strong showing for the main Elite line. Then we also got the Survivor Series and Royal Rumble waves revealed. The Survivor Series one is pretty cool because we finally get that Ultimate Warrior 1990 Survivor Series look that I've wanted for so long. I think my biggest disappointment, put air quotes big time on that, is some of these figure looks that were revealed I wanted in the Ultimate Edition line, just because that's the superior lineup. It's the better articulation, multiple head choices, head options. So kind of like that Elite presentation for the Ultimate Edition figures. And some of them was like, I wish we had this with the butterfly shoulders. You know, we got the double jointed elbows now and the double jointed knees, of course, but I really like that ab crunch and what they've done with the Ultimate Edition line. And just a few that I really wish they had held off till we could get them in Ultimate Edition form. We got that Ultimate Warrior from Survivor Series 90, my all-time favorite WWE event. I don't know why, but it's just my favorite. All the big stars in one show, and it just came together really fun. Then we've got an AJ Styles from Survivor Series. It's a modern era AJ. I don't keep up with all these modern day Survivor Series events because they have long since stopped making it mean anything. We got Becky Lynch in basically her Dark Phoenix outfit. It's kind of cool. Got the red boots. That's a really nice looking Becky Lynch. I'm glad to get her to my collection because it looks like for whatever reason we're not getting that Ultimate Edition of Becky anytime soon. So it'll be nice to get this version of her in that. Then we've also got Drew McIntyre, not the one with the beard, but the Vince McMahon chosen one back in the day, the pre-3MB Drew McIntyre. So it's kind of cool to have a flashback of sorts of Drew McIntyre. The Build-A-Figure is a figure that I have really wanted for a long time. It's the DX version Rick Rude. He's got the full beard, he's got the suit, he's got the briefcase, but it's also a 2-in-1 figure because it comes with a swappable head, and this one is a clean-shaven NWO look, so you can have that infamous Monday night where he showed up on Raw and on Nitro at the same time. So it's really cool. So we get that one and knock off, for once, the complete original D-Generation X, because the WWE history books continue to scrub and get a little loose with the actual facts. The original DX was Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Chyna, and Rick Rude, the Enforcer. So it's nice to get all four of them so that I can start making some cardboard signs, put them up in my display here, have them going. I'd rather be in China with Chyna and Rick Rude behind them as they're sitting down. That'd be nice to have all four of those guys together. We've got the DX Army assembled, so now we get the original DX. That's really cool. Next up, we've got the Royal Rumble line, and I'm just as excited about the Build-A-Figure in this one. We got a Vader in the new reveal, new look to this Vader. This is the first time he actually has a molded mask. Most of the Vaders, or all of the Vaders we've gotten in the past, have had that mask that came off, and that was cool because back in the day, Vader would take his mask off. So it's kind of like that was authentic and something that was really cool. That original Vader had a black mask and a red one so he could simulate his looks in WCW. Really like that. But this is a Vader Time WWE version of Vader's. It's cool to have that molded mask, something new to try out. And if you like that look, you can swap it with all your other Vader figures. I know they just did a Vader, and that Big Van Vader with the Legends. Awesome figure. Really happy they made him. But I like the idea of having a WWF one so he can beat up my Shawn Michaels figure and win the title like he should have back in '96. So we've got him. We've got another Rey Mysterio. That makes sense. Got Damian Priest, and he's got this really cool white and silver attire. It's a nice look for him. I still haven't gotten that purple one that I do like, but I think this white one's a really nice alternate attire for him. Then we got Brie Bella, and you know, if you need to build your Bella army, this one will have double jointed elbows, better articulation. I have that old one, which is basically a basic. So it'll be nice to have this version of Brie, and I can finally reduce and remove that old one, put her in the crowd here cheering on everybody, and have one that can wrestle, just like Brie. And the Build-A-Figure, though, is really cool if you've been collecting and building up your new generation set. We've got Doc Hendrix, and this is cool because he can interview everybody, sit in the commentator booth with Vince, and also hype all the in-your-house matches and all the big pay-per-views for the mid-90s WWF when Todd Pettingill was busy. So that's a really cool figure to have. Got Doc's in the lineup, and just one figure that I wasn't expecting, and it was a nice twist to see him revealed as a Build-A-Figure. Not really enthused about getting maybe that Brie Bella, but I think for the most part, these lineups aren't too bad, and I won't mind getting them. I only hope they're going to be a lot easier than that Jimmy Hart, because as you can see, I still have my Jimmy Hart that's not completed, and that was that Build-A-Figure Royal Rumble for this year, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get them completed at this rate, but hopefully the distribution for Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble waves are a lot better than the Jimmy Hart one. So then moving on to Ruthless Aggression. That series is continuing. We've already seen the first one. That's Brock, Batista, Shawn Michaels. Wave 2 is Rob Van Dam, Rey Mysterio, and Booker T. Now Wave 3 is pretty cool as well because now we're getting a Kevin Nash to go along with that NWO 2002 Scott Hall figure, the X-Pac that we got. The only shame is we're never going to get the Big Show to match these guys, but at least we're going to have those three members of this 2002 NWO. I guess if you put the Booker T, you got 4 of them, so kind of getting close to getting that lineup complete. I guess we still need to get the Shawn Michaels, but I assume they'll be coming at some point soon too. We're also getting Shelton Benjamin. That's cool. I really wish they had just made him in his Team Angle gear because that was my favorite version of him in the tag team with Charlie Haas. And you know, this is the look from basically when he was on his own as the Intercontinental Champion, kind of making moves, fighting Shawn Michaels, Evolution. So that's a really cool figure to get. It's basically the same version as the latest update of Shelton we've gotten recently. So it's not a big change, but there's not a lot of difference in how he looks, so I understand it, but it's nice to get another version of Shelton as well. And the final figure for this wave, of course, is John Cena, because you can't go but so long before getting John Cena, the face of the Ruthless Aggression era, into a line called Ruthless Aggression. This one's kind of cool. It's got a cloth shirt or jersey, which is always good because that's what he wore on his rise to the top of the WWE. So that's really cool. There's no licensing or whatever, but it's a Cena in a jersey. It's a nice look for that one. Then we move on to the Legends line, and this is when I got really excited with these reveals, because we've already seen Legend 16. That's the Acolytes, back when they were serving under the Ministry of Darkness led by The Undertaker. So I'm really excited about getting those guys, because that just means we just have a few more members of the Ministry left to collect. Maybe a pallbearer with a turtleneck and red shirt. That'd be really cool. But we've almost got them knocked out, so we just basically need Midian now to complete them, and Gangrel, which hopefully WWE and Mattel can work out so we can get him added, so we can have the full Ministry of Darkness. One of the coolest factions from that Attitude Era. Holly's also in that wave as well. Legend 17. That is a set that I am so excited about getting and adding everyone to my collection, except for one. We got a Shawn Michaels, and that is a re-release for everybody that missed out on the 91, 92 era Shawn Michaels after his heel turn on Marty Jannetty, and he's starting to establish himself and figuring out what the heck he wants to be as a heel when he grows up. So we got that version, but the excitement of this line, this wave, is just everyone else. We've got an AJ Styles from those handful of episodes he showed up on WCW Monday Night Nitro, which basically means we have a Ring of Honor TNA version, AJ Styles. So sneaky that they were able to get it out that way. I love it. It's so cool to get an AJ Styles like that. I know we're not going to get a Samoa Joe, we're not going to get a Christopher Daniels, but getting him in that form and that outfit, that attire is really cool, and I'm really happy that we're getting him. And we're also getting a Dingo Warrior, and that is such a old school throwback if you're a fan of World Class Championship Wrestling. So he's got the mustache, he's got the face paint, and it's just like, yes, this is really cool. And I guess we're almost kind of close to getting a Rock version, so of course we can't get a Sting to do the matching Blade Runners, but we got him. So it was really cool to get him so we can team up with Kerry Von Erich and Kerry and Kevin. That's really neat. I really like that they included him in this version before he became the Ultimate Warrior. And Mattel's smart, they actually included a separate Ultimate Warrior head sculpt. I thought it was a little puzzling that the face paint doesn't match up at all with this Dingo Warrior color scheme, but it doesn't matter, because for me, I'm just keeping him as a Dingo Warrior as I expand my World Class Championship Wrestling show. Very cool. The final figure of this wave is one that I have been waiting and wanting for so long, and I thought the window was closed, but it's opened back up in a big way. We got my man Ken Shamrock, the heavy hitter of the corporation, in his blue attire. This was what I wanted all along, and I'm so happy to see this get made in figure form. He also has a chase, so he's in his green. So basically you are covered with every version of Ken Shamrock you could want now. They fixed up the head sculpt as well, so it just looks great. I wish that Ken Shamrock had made it to Ultimate Edition, because that dude is somebody with all his submissions and all that would really benefit from having those butterfly shoulders. But I won't complain, because I get to knock off every version of Ken Shamrock now in one swoop, so I'm really excited to get him. And the way that Target stocks these legends, it shouldn't be too hard to get both versions of him, so I'm very excited about that. So then moving on to the Ultimate Edition line. I got a couple surprises on this set. We knew based off of some leaks of prototypes that there was a new Bret Hart figure coming, and this is an all pink version, and it's basically the same execution of the Bret Hart figures. This is the Wave 2 one, so it's got the detachable jacket sleeves. He's all pink. That's really nice. He's got that head sculpt from the Elite 94. I don't really love that, because I feel like the hair is slicked back a little bit too far probably should be hanging, have the Bane look. But I'm excited to get a Bret Hart with pink attire because I can retire the custom botch job that I did. Really looking forward to getting this. Bret's my favorite alongside Sting, so I'm down for any and every figure they make, especially Ultimate Edition figures. So yeah, stoked to get him. So he follows Batista, the NWO Macho Man Randy Savage. He's the next one on that end. So we got another Ultimate Edition mainline wave, and this one features Ultimate Warrior. This is a updated version of the WrestleMania 7, slightly better hair sculpt, and that's important because Mattel has been using incorrect hair for Ultimate Warrior figures. So I'm really glad to see this one is changed, and he's got a separate all the face paint's gone, so he can put the jacket on like at the end of his match after he retired Macho Man Randy Savage, put it on and walk off. Really glad that they got this look in Ultimate Edition form. But now it's like, man, okay, I need to hurry up and sell off the I guess that was a defining moment version of Ultimate Warrior in the regular Elite line. But really glad to see that. I assume they can't go but so much longer before getting that WrestleMania 7 version of Macho Man, because that figure was incomplete. It lacked the shirt. Now they know how to do those shirts with Macho Man figures, so he's coming soon, I assume. And I cannot wait to get that Macho Man when we do. And I feel like now they've got me so hard because I've been getting every Elite Macho Man, and now I'm going to start getting every Ultimate Edition Macho Man. It's just going to be a lot of Macho Man figures on my shelf. The other figure with this mainline Ultimate Edition series is Lumber Brock. So you'll have him in all of his super butterfly shoulder, suplex city, throwing dudes around. He has both title belts, 2 alternate head sculpts, and a bunch of hands. Nice job on them getting that version of Brock out relatively quick. So that's exciting. But to me, a really exciting development is they're starting to tap in more to that MattelCreations.com setup. So we're going to have a 2-pack from that Saturday night's main event where Hulk Hogan and Junkyard Dog took on the Funk Brothers. No Hoss Funk yet, but we're going to get Hogan. Hogan's going to be in his white attire, so that's nice. We get another version of Hogan before he stuck to the yellow and red all the time. And then we got Terry Funk, and this is going way back to the second set of Legends. So we finally get him with that red tights again. He's basically the same as the Legends figure with Ultimate Edition articulation, so he can put in that pile driver even deeper, sink it in. Alternate head sculpts, 2 more in addition to the main one, so I'm excited about that because Terry Funk, very expressive guy, so it's nice to have alternate portraits for him. But this opens up so much potential, because if they're going to start making the website an avenue for Ultimate Edition 2-packs, I'm all over it. But I'm really excited about what they showed off just for preview nights. I mean, there's going to have some more stuff. There's going to be a lot more exciting reveals. I can't wait to see what they're going to show us tomorrow. So let me know what you think about this crazy opening shot from Mattel. And if you think they're gunning for that #1 shot for best in class of San Diego Comic-Con, just based off of these early reveals. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I will try my absolute best to stay up with all the exciting, crazy reveals. There's so much. But yeah, it's going to be a fun Comic-Con. So stay tuned. Thank you as always for watching. This episode of Loud's Figure Files has been filed.